got your wood stained and it's looking great. Got your all of your hardware on and it's ready to go. And the next step is that we're going to install this stencil. So you got a stencil with your package that looks like the design that you want on your sign. So you're going to lay this down flat on your table. Like I said, you can use your hands to smooth it down. I like to use a squeegee or a gift card, credit card, something like that. And you're just smoothing this white tape that you see on the top down. This white tape is going to help us whenever we're transferring the vinyl over to the wood. And so you just want to make sure that it's on there really good. Okay, so once you've smoothed the tape down, you're going to flip it over to where this grid paper is facing up. And we're going to take the paper backing off. And so it's important to know the blue vinyl is the part that we're keeping. And so you're going to find the edge of where this paper and this blue vinyl are. The flatter that you keep it as you pull this paper off, the less likely it is to lose the inserts. And so you're just going to slowly roll this paper off. Now there are going to be pieces of this vinyl where it's cut and inserts that might try to come up on you. And so as you're pulling your paper off, you want to keep an eye to make sure that this paper stays completely clean. If you've got any blue pieces that are coming off on this paper, those are really important. And you're just going to want to push that back down to get those back on. So like I said, you're slowly pulling that off. Anywhere that you've got those inserts trying to pull up, just continue to push those down until you've got your paper completely off. Now the stencil should look backwards to you because it is. It's got the sticky side facing up. If you sit it on top of your wood, the thing that you're going to notice is that the stencil is cut to fit your sign. So whether that's a rectangle sign that you're doing or one of the round signs, it's going to fit perfectly around the edge of your wood. And so if you're doing a round sign, you want to make sure that, again, you've got it, the hanger facing up, you've got the grain going the way that you want it to. With your rectangle sign, same thing. You want to make sure that you've got your hanger at the top. And so you're going to take your stencil and you're just going to flip it over. Now, one thing to be aware of is once you put it down, it is going to try to stick to the wood. And so you want to kind of get a good idea of where you want to place it. If you just lightly set it on there, you should still be able to move it around until you get it exactly where you want. You're trying to line the edges of the board up along with the edges of the vinyl. You don't worry about where the stencil is. If you get the stencil placed correctly on the wood along the edges, then your design is going to be straight. Okay, and so once you got it where you like it, you can either take your hand and lightly smooth it, starting in the middle and smoothing out, or you can take your squeegee, do the same thing, start in the middle, and work your way to the edges. And once you kind of get it pushed down lightly at first, you go back over it and push down harder. You want to make sure that this is stuck really well to your board. Okay, now once you've got it on there good, we're going to remove this tape that was put on here. Again, we've got those inserts, those blue inserts from that vinyl, and it's possible that those things will try to pull up. If while you're pulling it, you notice that you've got pieces that are trying to pull up, again, you're just going to push it back down. Then you can take your squeegee or your card, and you can hold them down while you pull the tape, and then just kind of keep smoothing the tape out as you pull it off. You do that the same thing with all the pieces of tape on the board. Again, just making sure that you're not losing any of those blue inserts as you pull it off. So there, I've got some of those trying to come up again. Just going to take my finger, push it down. Work it all the way off. And then again, I'm just going to go over all of the vinyl to make sure that it's really nice and smooth on this wood. If you've got bubbles or bumps, if it's up in the places where nothing is cut, then it doesn't really matter. But if there's bubbles around where the vinyl is cut, you're going to make sure that those are nice and smooth. You can either use your finger, or you can take something like a card, squeegee, and get those smoothed down really well. You don't want to lose any of those inserts again, but you're trying to make sure that it's nice and smooth and that it's ready to go. And so once you've got your stencil secured to your wood, then you're ready to move on to the next step.